Hello, friend. Michele Peterson here, Coach Michele Peterson. Today, we are going to talk about compliments or complaints. Which do you give voice to more often? So it is time for coffee chat. So grab your cup of coffee, your tea, your water, your smoothie, whatever it is that you are drinking. Just settle back in and let's have a quick little chat about compliments or complaints. So, with that, let's just dive right in if you don't mind. I had heard this, actually I had this compliments and complaints as an idea to come on and chat with you about. And then today it just hit home for me. I was delivering something to an office on the third floor. And so we were riding up in the elevator. And it was not a huge elevator, but so I was, let's see, there was 3 people on there. And so I jumped in and said, the door was still open. So I walked in. So then there were 4. The door started to close and somebody else came up. They were fine. They weren't like rushing. They were going to wait for the next elevator. But one person already inside said, hey, do you want to just, stuck his hand out so that the door would stay open and said, would you like to jump on? There's still room. And so actually 2 more people jumped on. So then there were 6 total in this elevator. And, the one woman who was in there originally when I joined the elevator, she said, oh, well, there's already too many. Really, do we need to have more people? And, this was a building where masks are required when you come in. So everybody was masked up. And you could tell she just was still uncomfortable being in close proximity to more people. But one of the other woman who had come in late one of the last ones in the elevator, she turned around and she says, well, did you take your mean pill today? And the woman's like, what? She goes, well, that just was not very nice. That was unkind and it was unnecessary. And I'm just thinking, so maybe the first woman's comments weren't overly kind, but they were her truth. And here this other woman is attacking her, and her comments were not kind. She was berating the one for not being kind, and yet she was not being kind herself. And I'm just like, you guys, and so the one who was, who said, did you take your mean pill? And she, being mean, she got off on the 2nd floor. And I was getting off on the 3rd floor. So as we were continuing to the 3rd floor, I'm looking at the first woman, and, she hadn't said anything else, in defense of herself when the other woman said that. But you could tell she was just, it did not make her day, right? And so I just said, I hope you have a better day. And, you look really nice today. And she kind of lit up. So my point in this is, are complaints helping the situation? In this case, absolutely not, right? Nothing changed because either woman said anything, although actually, I guess you could say that one thing did change. The first woman felt bad after the second woman said what she did, right? So, but did it change anybody's behavior? Did it change the number of people on the elevator? None of that changed. The complaints didn't make anything happen, didn't change anything in the situation, except for somebody's mood or somebody's perception of the day. On the other hand, compliments Now, you could say compliments also don't really change anything of the day. They don't change anything of the situation. But again, I think they change somebody's frame of mind. They change somebody's mood, really. So I also want to have you consider that if you frequently find yourself complaining, it's likely that you have trained your brain to look for things to complain about. Conversely, if you train your brain to compliment people more often, then guess what? You're going to find more things to compliment others on, right? So it's this idea of what are you putting out into the world? Because what you're putting out into the world is what you will be bringing more to you. So if you are that negative Nelly and you are looking for things to complain about all the time, and you are complaining all the time, you're looking for things, so you're going to find more things to complain about, right? So which brings more things to complain about to you. And now I'm going to repeat this again. If you start complimenting others more frequently, then you will also look for things to compliment others on more frequently. You will be looking for them. And in looking for them, you will find them because they are there. You are just not trained to look for them all the time. This is such a game changer. This is why people can be happy in the midst of a pandemic, right? This is why people can thrive in the midst of angst and in the midst of so much uncertainty. We have to look for what we want more of. Oh my gosh, did your mind just explode? If you look for what you want more of, you will find it and you will attract it to you. So my challenge for you for the rest of today is look for things that you can compliment somebody on. Okay? So whether that is complimenting them on a nice smile, complimenting them on, you seem very kind. Thank you for opening the door for me. To a stranger who might have opened the door for you, right? Even if it is somebody in your own household, if it's your spouse, oh my gosh, make their day and compliment them on something. Because I bet, and I'm guilty of it too, we get so used to the people in our lives that we just assume that they know that we think they're great. But doesn't it feel amazing to hear it every once in a while? So let people know what you like about them, what you enjoy about them, what you appreciate about them. And, whether that is your spouse at home, whether that is somebody that you work with, look for things to compliment others on instead of looking for things to complain about. If you do that, not just today, but if you do that for, let's just say, the rest of the week, I bet that you will have a better outlook. You will be happier. You will just find the world a better place if you are looking for things that you can compliment. I hope that this little coffee break has helped you have a good day. I hope it has set you up for a good rest of your day here on, today is already Wednesday. So if you can do this, let's just say the 3 days left of this work week. If you can do it today, Thursday, and Friday, see how you feel at the end of the day on Friday. See if you don't feel just a little bit better, a little bit more optimistic, a little bit more, dare I say, successful. Thank you for joining me for today's coffee chat. I really appreciate it. I would love if you would share this with other people. Let's spread some positivity. I think the world really needs it right now. Clearly, as evidenced by just what I experienced in the very brief little elevator ride. And I think that, honestly, I don't get out much. I love my working from home life, and I do not go out like that. So I assume that if you are out and about and in the world, you probably are experiencing that so much more than me and my little microcosm. But even as working from home women, we need to be aware of that too. And sometimes it's even harder when you aren't like going into an office, when you are working from home, it's even harder to find things to compliment others on. So this is my challenge to you, is look for those things that you can compliment somebody else on. Maybe as I'm looking out my window, maybe it's your neighbor and you can compliment them on, I love what you have done with your yard. Or compliment the neighbor of, you are always so very considerate. Because I know, I hear you, I see you. When you come over and you tell me that, we're going to have a party, don't worry. And if we get too loud, come tell us. I think that is so wonderful of you. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so I just found 2 things of my neighbors that I can compliment them on, right? So just because you're working from home does not mean that you do not have anybody to compliment. So that is my challenge. If you are willing to take it, let's just call it the hashtag compliment challenge, okay? And come back and tell me what compliments that you are passing out to people. I would love to see what you are doing and how you are complimenting others. And I just made that up. So I will edit the description. If you are watching this later, it'll already be there, but let's just do that. Hashtag compliment challenge. All right. Are you in? I hope so. I will love to be looking for and seeing your compliment challenge posts. And until next time, I just hope you have a really great day. And by the way, you are really smart. And I love how you stick with me, and I love how you share the wealth, and I love how you take action, because I know that you are a woman of value, a woman of worth, and you make a difference. So I complimented you. Oh, did you see that? Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I'm getting a little crazy. So I better end this. I will see you again next time. Bye for now.